Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on our bathroom again and running the hot and cold water lines. Now we need to run it to the two sinks we have up in the bathroom. We'll be running it to the shower as well as the toilet. So I'll show you guys how to tie into the existing water lines you have in your house and how to run these new pipes to the system that you have. Now, if you have not seen the videos in the past, I've already posted, this will be the 5th video in the series of how to build the bathroom. And the first one was board and batten siding, then we did the vinyl gutters, we did electrical wiring boxes, installing the outlets, everything. And then we did the septic lines, how to run the drainage to everything in your bathroom. So go check those out if you're interested. Today will be the water lines. I'm gonna jump right in and get started. So here's the water lines I have currently in our house. I already cut out the old lines going to the bathroom when we tore everything out. I put some shark bite caps on here. They aren't necessarily permanent. They will last a while, but they're more removable and temporary in my mind. So I'm gonna take those off eventually. Right here is where I'm gonna cut the pipe, and I'll be splicing in the new bathroom water lines to that. Here's a few tools and materials you'll need for the project like this. Now, the crimpers that I bought in the yellow handles were probably $25. I didn't want to spend the full $70 to get these expensive crimpers, so I bought the cheap ones first, and they did not work. So then I had to go back and buy the more expensive ones as well, and I ended up paying even more money than if I just went and bought the more expensive ones. So don't do that. Don't cheap out. Get the better pair of crimpers in order to do this, because I went through a few fittings and tested the pressure and it was not sealing at all, so it didn't work. I had to go back and get the nicer ones. Now I'm draining the water before I cut into the pipe. I've already shut off the power and I opened up a valve at the lowest point in the line and drained out as much water as I can. Now you want to have a bucket on hand to catch most of the water while you're doing this. Now I'm going to be running the PEX through the floor joists alongside the septic line that I ran earlier. Now I will be running one line, which is blue for cold, as well as a red line for the hot. It's very easy to keep them straight this way if you use them color coded, so I'm going to be running those side by side to run over to the sinks in the corner. Now eventually I want to redo the water lines throughout the whole house, but for now I'm just going to be tying in the new bathroom. So I'm going to be using a shark bite fitting, which is reusable. So I'll be tying this in with PEX, and it should be fine for a while until I'm ready to redo the rest of the house. So here's the basic system for the PEX tubing. You have a PEX tube, the plastic tube, as well as a ring that goes around that. You have a clamp or a crimper that crimps down onto that ring, which tightens down and squeezes the plastic hose onto this fitting. Now the fitting has a couple ribs in it, so it won't allow it to slide back out, and it seals it together really well. So this is the crimper I have. It has a ratchet on it type of deal, so as you squeeze, it keeps clicking and holding it in place until it's completely closed. Now I'm going to be sending the water lines up to both of the sinks on either side. So I teed it off, they'll be separating and going up through the floor. Now I'm not going to be sending the hose up through too far, probably only about 6 to 8 inches, because I'm going to be building a vanity to go on top, and I'll be running a line from the floor up to the sink later on once I have the vanity installed. So for now, it'll only go up about 6 to 8 inches. I can trim it down as far as I need to later on. Now inside the bathroom, I sent the cold line as well as the hot up through the floor, and this will be supplying both the shower as well as the toilet. The toilet doesn't get hot water, but it will be sharing the cold water with the shower. So I'm going to put in a T in here so that it splits it and allows it to supply both the shower as well as the toilet. Now I'm going to use a metal 90 that goes around the outside of the PEX tubing. Now this works really well for areas that you need to bend the hose and hold it in place, and you don't have to cut the line in order to put in a 90 and put on 2 crimping rings. So that saves some time and helps hold it in place. Now I'm going to start mounting the brackets for the shower nozzle. Now I'm going to be mounting this on and attaching the PEX tubing onto this bracket that will allow me to eventually, once we have the sheetrock up and install the shower, I can mount the shower nozzle onto the wall using this bracket and having the pipes in place. Now I'm going to be running an extra shower head on the opposite side of the shower. Through this wall, I'm going to have 2 valves on the other side to control that extra shower head. This will be the large one hanging on the wall, very visible. The other one is meant to be kind of out of sight and there if we need it. Now on this side, I'll be also using a bracket to hold the valves in place. Now this is going to be very simple design. I'm going to be hooking up the hot water to one and cold water to the other. And I'll show you in just a second how I'm going to be tying this all together, but I'll be sending both of those lines from the valves up to the shower head by using just a couple pieces of PEX and a T tying the two together. Now on the top, I'm going to be mounting a 2x4 to the wall, and this is where I'll be screwing the shower head to. Now I have a bracket that mounts onto PEX tubing that screws right onto the shower head we have, and that can screw right to the wall, hold it in place. Now I'll also be putting a 2x4 behind the valves and putting a couple screws on either side of the valve to tighten down the bracket onto the valve itself. This is holding it really tight to the wood and not allowing it to move at all. Now the threaded fittings for PEX tubing, you want to make sure you put Teflon tape around that and tighten it down just about as tight as you can get it, and then test the water pressure. I'm going to check every fitting before I seal up the wall with insulation and sheetrock. I need to get it ready to make sure that there are no leaks before I close in the wall. So now I'm going to be installing the valves to shut off the sinks as well as the toilet, and installing plugs for the shower so that I can shut that off as well. Once I have all of those in, I'm ready to start doing some pressure tests, make sure there are no leaks. If there are any, I'm going to need to take those fittings apart, put them back together, put a new ring on, then clamp it again and make sure that that leak is fixed. Alright, so everything has either a valve or plug holding it in place. So now here's the shower that I'm going to be installing on the back. This is the simple one with the valves, and we're going to have sheetrock over top of this as well as the shower. So it'll come pretty close to that final nut on the valves. You won't see all of that, you'll just see the knob on the outside. I'm about to do a pressure test. I have the valve down here for the toilet. Right now it's not at the right angle, but when I put the sheetrock in, this will hold it right in place. And over here, I've got the bathroom vanities. I have 2 valves on that side and then 2 on this side as well. Now I have everything shut off, so I'm gonna go turn on the pressure and check all the seams. Alright guys, that finishes up my video for today. The water lines are in, there's no leaks, we're good to go, and we're another huge step closer to finishing our bathroom. Now, I hope you guys found this one helpful or enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button down below. Also, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. YouTube will start recommending my videos and putting them in your recommended list on your homepage and letting you know when I upload a new video each week. So if you want to know when I upload videos each week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, you can leave me comments in the comment section down below my videos. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for future videos, go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.